Hello and welcome back to my Pokemon Journeys review series. Today we are reviewing episode 108 and I hope you enjoy. So this episode kicks off with an announcement that Ash vs Raihan will be the last chance to enter the Masters 8 tournament, which pretty much confirms the Masters 8 will be taking place soon and Ash will only get to battle 3 of the 8 trainers in this tournament. But I absolutely loved how this is being built up here. We see shots of Leon hyping up the match and then we cut to Ash at the lab and he's training with his whole team. He's taking this serious. One slight nitpick is the guy on the TV calls Ash a new up and coming trainer, which was pretty annoying as we've been with Ash for so long, witnessed him achieve so many things like the Battle Frontier and the Alola League, so I feel like he should have already made a name for himself, but it's whatever, at least he's finally getting recognised now. While Ash is training with everyone, Ghost Froakie comes over and actually evolves into a Frogadier. This reminds Ash of his own journey with Greninja and straight away he says to Lucario, "Let's go meet Greninja." An awesome transition here. For a second week in a row, Go's new Froakie was used to progress the episode, which I like. So Ash and Go head to Kalos to meet up with Greninja. Ash tells Go that he had such a close bond with Greninja and he feels it would help Lucario, as him and Lucario also share a similar bond. In this episode we also cut back to Raihan's story a few times and I really love this. We see him with the fans being this celebrity-like showman figure, but then when he goes into his gym, he is nervous about this battle. He knows this is the last chance he can get to face Leon, and he kind of feels jealous of Ash since Leon took a liking to Ash. This made me like Raihan's character so much more. It gives him so much depth. We even see him punching a wall after his last loss with Leon, and he takes a selfie and promises himself he'll never feel like this moment again. It was a really powerful story and it sets up the battle in a way that Journeys has not really done a lot. Ash and Go arrive in the infamous forest that Greninja is staying. They fail to find Greninja after a day of looking, and then we get this perfect moment where Ash and Go are just in their beds and Ash is talking about his journey with Greninja and how he always feels connected. This was another fantastic moment. It shows how close his bond is with Greninja, and in terms of retelling a journey from a previous region, this is the best continuity we've had since the days of the Advanced Generation, where Ash is telling Max about his loss to Harrison. This is how to do continuity correctly. The way that Ash explains how the whole journey went, how he had a fallout with Greninja because all he wanted to do was win, and how they overcome their problems. And we get all these different flashbacks and it was just a perfect way to retell this story, ending with Ash telling Go about the loss in the Kalos League and a flashback to our boy Alan, which made it even sweeter. During the night Ash senses Greninja, he runs off to find it, and then they run into these vines that are still attacking Kalos, the vines that Greninja was left to defend against, and then of course Greninja arrives to save the day in one of the most epic entrances we've seen. They deal with the vines and then Ash challenges Greninja to a battle. He wants to help Lucario become stronger by facing off against Greninja, and Lucario gets absolutely destroyed. It was kinda nice to see Greninja just back in its element, completely tap dancing around Lucario, really showing its speed and strength. Lucario runs off and Greninja goes to help it, and these moments didn't really land that much for me. Sure, it was cool to see these two trying to understand each other. Both of them have this connection with Ash, and they were trying to flesh out that Ash and Lucario have the similar sort of bond that Ash and Greninja have as well. And it doesn't really work as well since Greninja had a whole series to build this bond, while Lucario's has been pretty on and off. But it was still nice to see them come back and work together in the end to fend off these vines and save Ash and Go. And we got to see Lucario in its mega form working a little better with Ash, so it was a good training experience for Lucario, but I feel like there should have been a bit more to it, like a new move or anything. After the battle, Ash and Greninja part ways. Greninja stays in the forest, which I wasn't too mad about. They kinda left it on a nice note, saying Ash and Greninja will always be connected, so it wasn't really needed for it to come back at Oak's Lab. I kinda see Greninja as this mysterious lone figure roaming the forest, which is pretty cool when you think about it that way, so I wasn't too bothered by this. So overall this was an amazing episode. They accomplished so much here with building up the Ash vs Raihan battle to reuniting with Greninja and helping Lucario. The Greninja return was handled so well. It really feels like Greninja is one of Ash's most powerful Pokemon and still roams around with so much mystery, and it's just so damn cool. So I really love this episode. Overall I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think if they nailed the Lucario training section a little bit better, it would have definitely been a 10, but this was still a very special episode and it deserves a lot of praise. So that's it for this review. Let me know your thoughts. What is your rating? Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.